everybody. Welcome to a spring 2014 S.W.A.T review. My name is Kate, otherwise known as Narataki.
And I'm Alan, otherwise known as Hisui.
We are from ReverseThieves.com. You can go there to get other S.W.A.T reviews, our monthly Speakeasy podcast, as well as 3+ blog posts every week. This time we're looking at The File of Young Kindaichi Returns from Toei and is streaming on Crunchyroll.
And like Mushishi, this is not usually something we do. We don't usually look at returning series, but this is another series that's been off the air for a long while, and it's supposed to be possibly a new entry point for new viewers, so we figured we'd look at it, plus it's detective, so screw the rules, we have money.
Kindaichi is sort of an institution, much like Detective Conan in Japan. The mangas run for many moons. There's been multiple anime series, movies, live action stuff, specials, like it's a big franchise. But this is the first long kind of planned TV anime in a while. I don't think you need to know a lot about Kindaichi himself to start watching. It's kind of like Conan. You just need to know the basics.
Even Conan has the whole thing about how he used to be a much older character in the Black Organization. This show doesn't even have that kind of
complicated
loose meta plot.
Right. So Kindaichi is the grandson of a famous fictional Japanese detective.
So it would be like being the grandson of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, just for a point of reference. So he is kind of a slacker in school, but he has a really high IQ because he's much more into puzzles than, say, doing, math homework. And he solves cases. I know, shocking. It's a detective series. He's in high school, and he has his childhood friend, Miyuki, and they kind of have, she always ends up in the case, usually with him, and she's sort of a foil for him because she kind of... He acts like an idiot and she gets mad at him for it. I don't know a better way to describe it.
They also introduce some other kid who's probably a recurring character. They go out of their way to explain who he is when they meet him again.
It doesn't take a lot for you to start here, especially because the beginning of the episode is so weird because I don't know if anybody's ever watched, it reminded me of 90s mystery, weekly TV series, but before the episode starts, it's this time on Kindaichi Case Files, and it, basically previews the whole mystery for you, and it has kind of, some spoilery moments in it. And it's this is what's about to happen. So
I actually kind of purposely did not pay attention to it, so I could actually be surprised.
And that's a good idea because in true Kindaichi fashion, this is not a self-contained mystery. As far as I can tell, it's at least 4 episodes long because the latest episode is still part of this mystery, and I don't even know if it ends in that 4th episode. So we really only get the beginnings of this mystery, which is about these 2 missing diamonds in Hong Kong, and it started 20 years prior to when the series, or when the episode begins.
There was some gang war, and some guy gets killed by 3 people that he supposedly trusted. And they're apparently looking for those diamonds.
And the way that Kindaichi sort of gets pulled into this is that his childhood friend Miyuki looks like a model that was going to model in Hong Kong, and she has disappeared, and so they hire Miyuki to sort of take her place. And when they get to Hong Kong, though, Miyuki disappears, and this model reappears. I'm really suspicious of her because she said... Oh, I was scared, except they found her sitting on a park bench, and it's in the same park where Kindaichi's phone was thrown away after he was trying to track Miyuki with it, so, yeah.
And people have been knowing where they are, because that's how it seems a little suspicious when they first found her, and then the guy accidentally bumps into her so she could get kidnapped. He obviously knew what he was doing and was calling another co-conspirator. So a lot of this has already been set up before.
They sort of introduce all the players at the end, near the end of the episode. And of course, a couple more murders take place because if you don't know this about Kindaichi, a lot of times the body count is really high. so far we have that one dude that was murdered 20 years ago, and we have like 2 dudes murdered in this episode, and I'm sure more to come.
Well, the preview shows more dead people, so they say a serial killer on the loose, so I don't think that we call
their favorite. They love it. Hopefully all the coincidences that happen in this episode pan out. That's one of the kind of the problems I feel like talking about this right now, is because we don't know how the mystery pans out, so I can't say, oh, well, this was a really good, solid first mystery. It will get you into the series. You know, I mean, I like it so far just because it's got world traveling, it's got a missing treasure, it has multiple murders, like, I mean...
all the good stuff.
Yeah, so... I think it was a solid first episode for a mystery series, and again, it's something that I don't think you really need to fully understand, like, the personalities of all the main characters, so it seems like a place you could jump on.
Yeah, it's definitely a series if you don't... because, I mean, there are 2 and 3-part episodes of Conan, but they're the exception more than the rule. But if you kind of want a mystery series that has, like, longer, kind of almost mini-movies, that's kind of Kindaichi's claim to fame, as well as... kind of a detailed examination of why the mass murderers murder why they do.
Exactly. I'm very interested to see the conclusion, to hear the life story of the killer, which usually happens.
It is kind of a formula show, but, it's a decently executed formula show. It's detective, so of course it's going to be on this podcast. All right. See you guys next time.